So today was PPI day. I had it in my mind that I wanted to try to trade that. We had a huge push on CPI yesterday, and looking back last month, we had a pretty big push to the upside with CPI and then a little push to the upside on PPI. So I'm like, you know what? Chances are that that's going to happen today, I think, are pretty high. So I'm going to do it. Got up early. I don't normally trade before 9:30. And a little after 8, I'm like, I'm just going to go ahead and get in the market and ready for it. So place an order. Luckily for me, I caught a push before the PPI news because when that came out, it wasn't what I was expecting. So I really did just get lucky today, basically with a gamble. We'll show that trade first. I didn't record myself, so I just played the video with me talking about it. Then after that, we'll get into the normal trading session. For anyone new here, I'm currently on a Apex evaluation account. This is the account I'm currently on, and I got mine for like 90% off. They have a deal right now for 80% off. Links are in the description if you want 80% off and try one of these accounts. But people ask all the time, what are the details on it? And here's the details right here, so you can just pause and read it if you want to. Yep, like I said, I'm going to show the first trade of the day. And then after that, I did try looking for a setup on the morning session. It was probably a little too early. I probably should have waited until after 10. But at the same time, I didn't really want to risk giving back too much of what I did this morning. It feels pretty good having a large green day under our belt, even if it was kind of a gamble. At the same time, I had to make the decision to decide that we'll probably have a push this morning with the news. So just based on past events, I took that. That's probably the most basic form of technical analysis. You don't get much more simpler than that. Just saying last month we went up, this month we might go up, but it worked. So yeah, enjoy the trades and talk to you guys tomorrow. So this was my trade this morning. Like I said, I was just expecting the market to have a little push to the upside, maybe no more than like 50 points, if that. So I bought a little after 8 at 13,422. I put another buy up at 13,440. And that way, if it runs up, it hits that extra one, gets a few more contracts, possibly testing the overnight highs. Historically, that's usually what happens on PPI days after a green CPI push. So that's just what I did. There was no particular setup. That was my whole analysis. So if that's gambling, whatever. I gambled this morning and it paid off this time. I don't know if I'll do this on like funded accounts or real accounts, or if I do, I will probably scale down my normal contract size instead of increasing my normal contract size. I've been trading at most 3 contracts at a time on this account, and with this I decided to double it. Again, it paid off this time. I needed a little boost. I needed a little like confidence boost with the account size, because it just felt like we were treading water. And I know I shouldn't feel like that, but it is what it is. That's how I feel. So I needed to get a good green day, and then back to our normal strategy after this. So I didn't record myself. I just recorded the screen during this trade. So we'll just kind of skip through it. But I got in a little after 8. You can't see. I think this line right here is 8. Yeah, this line should be 8 a.m. So this was like 8:02. Thought was just get in at 8, let it ride until after 8:30. Ride until the push at 8:30. Have my stops in place and my take profits in place in case something happens with Tradervue, because you never freaking know with them. To my surprise, we had a good push before the news at 8:30. So I really did just get lucky on this trade. Skip through here. So it's 809 right now, and we have this massive, not massive, but a 10-point candle on the 2-minute chart forming. And we just kind of kept ripping here. It's now 812. I was trying to see if there's any particular point on the daily that we were going to go to, but Tradervue wasn't showing me all of it, so I had to pull it up on TradingView on another screen. We only took, so we were in at 13,422. The lowest it went was like 418, 417, so 4 or 5 points of profit was the lowest drawdown, or the most drawdown. So right here we go. I'll just back it up. A little after 816, we had a really good push. So I got lucky having this under our belt, and then for those extra 3 contracts. And this is, I'm not speeding this up or anything. This was just how fast the market started moving at 8:16 this morning. So you saw I almost went to exit, and I'm like, it's not even 8:30. I really wanted to hold out till 8:30, but the markets just started moving so much that I wasn't sure when I should exit. But it's nice looking up and seeing this number on micros. Trying to position my stops like right before the highs. I just figured we'd probably get pretty close to them. I don't know if we were gonna like break through the highs on this push. Most likely not, but figured we may get close to them. And kept thinking about exiting, and then I was like, well, maybe we will break through. So I'm like, let me see if I can squeeze a little more out of there and secure at least break even by moving our stops up. Again, you never know at Tradervue if they're going to go down. So $8.18, we've been in this trade for like, I don't know, less than 20 minutes. Touched the highs, and I exited for 402, 395 after commissions. What a great trade. When 8:30 came around, the movement wasn't as good as this. It was way more sporadic, and I was like, there's no point in me risking this. Like, if I jump in a trade at 8:30, I could easily just give all this back, and I got my move already, so I didn't take it. All right, back to the regular trading session. I'm a little late, but we traded beneath some lows back here already this morning. Came up, got the highs, and then we're getting a breakthrough on the lows. So we already have, if this 2-minute candle closes down here, we have the fair value gap breaking down to the lows. So expecting, or if it comes back up, we'll get in at 06. We would have to hold that for 30 points in the downside. So I go down to 2 contracts. If this plays out, that's about where I would want to call it on the day. If that fails, got multiple fair value gaps on the 1 minute. If this just continues though, we could buy down here at 60 on the 15-minute, filling in this gap and buying on this order block. I think that's what the order block is. I don't know. I need some people to correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm only gonna risk $100. If we go 100, if we lose 100 on a trade, we're done. I don't want to give up more than that, because even ending 300 on the day is good in my opinion for this account size. This is why daily bias is so important, because even with this new strategy, or with just the strategies that ICT teaches, you can find a setup in either direction any day, but it's very important to know which way the market you think is going and look for those setups. If those are wrong, then most likely your daily bias was wrong. I'm not convinced that we're gonna have a red day or a green day yet. Let's just give this a shot. Just do one contract. If we come back below this fair value gap, we'll add another one. Aiming for like 50 to 60, 350, 360. I'm gonna bring our stops down. Again, I don't really want to risk too much on this, so just keep it a little tighter than normal. If it works out, great. If it doesn't, it's our sign to be done. Watch the price in between yesterday's afternoon gap. Traded a little bit beneath it. Now that we're coming beneath it again, I'm just gonna move these to break even. If we get hit, so be it. At least we didn't give back money. Could have taken more, but I can't keep holding on to that. I know I didn't give it much time, but I'm just too scared of giving any of this back. I know I started saying, oh, I'm fine with a negative, or losing $100 off of this, but I realized in that trade I don't want to. I'm glad we scaled down and just did 2 contracts instead of 3. So that's my sign to get off. Pretty decent day, even though in my opinion this was just a gamble. I didn't see a setup. I was just basing it off of yesterday's news and what happened last month. But if it works, it works. So alright, hope you guys are making some good decisions and good trades out there. Let me know how you all did in the comments, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow.